All right, this is the last one. I got to get out of here, man. I had to take that last swig of the sweet tea. I'm country boy. So I'm forget about the preamble because I'm really excited. I want you to see this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna start where I left off. Right. So we achieved your financial goal, right? We have a plan. We saw it, right? You see it is live in Technicolor, right? Now you save that money for 30 years. You got your retirement goal, $1.253 million. Right. Got kids, got grandkids eventually, But we're talking about creating generational wealth, right? Now, when you started, you see the starting amount right here? That was at zero, right? You were paying $250 for 10 years. You got this $46,000 saved. Great job at 8%. And now you're making a little bit extra money, but now you have, because you make extra money, you could put more. So instead of $250, you put $500. And over the course of the next 30 years, because you had a 40-year plan, you went from $46,000 to basically $1.3 million. This is what makes me so excited. This is how we reduce that wealth gap between minorities and the people who do financially better. How about that, right? So, not to be morbid, but all of us answer God's call. We will all leave this world. None of us leaves this world with everything that we got in it. We come in this world the same way we came in, butt naked. I'm gonna get in trouble for that comment, but I couldn't resist it, right? But we come into this world alone, we're gonna leave this world alone, right? So you can't take it with you. But what you can do is make sure those that you leave behind have it a little bit easier than you did, especially with an economy that's threatening all of us, right? So you got $1.25 million. You got 3 grandkids, you got 3 kids, right? God calls you home, you still got $1 million left in that account, right? Now you see what happened with you with $46,000 that you saved for 30 years, saving $500. That got you to your retirement goal, right? Good. What happens if you got 3 kids, right? Your 3 kids are now averaging 30 years plus. Great. But you got 3 grandkids, and your 3 grandkids are, say, 21. You know what? 18. I like 18 because my son's 18 right now, right? So they're 18, right? So you bequeath all after you get a trust, because we need a trust, not just that's another training. So you bequeath $50,000 to each of your kids. And I literally just thought this up just now. This is not what I learned today, but I just love this stuff, right? So $50,000, right? So if you were saving money, you're going to teach your kids to do the same thing, and your kids going to teach your grandkids, right? So again, they started out just like you did, right? $250. And even with the inflation affecting the dollar, I'm just going to leave it at $250 because I wanted to be able to keep your head wrapped around. And we want to be able to do that same plan, right? So instead of putting the 40 there, I'm going to put 10, right? 8% starting out. We got a head start because a lot of people get a head start, but a lot of people that get the head start, I'm sorry to say, they don't look like us. But now this is how we can do this, right? Head start at $50,000. You're only going to be saving that money for 10 years because that's expected before you start making more money, blah, 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 right? So for $250 for 10 years at 8% with a head start of $50,000, what is happening? So for that 10 years, your $50,000 tripled. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where's your money tripling okay, never mind. Okay, so using the same scenario that we did in the last video, after 10 years, you're going to go ahead and pump that up to $500, and you're going to save that for 30 years. You do it, you can teach it, right? 30 years, 8%. You had a head start of now $157,000. This is all 3 of your grandkids are doing this, by the way, right? 157,024. Now let's calculate. This is what makes this so interesting, and this is why I get so excited about this. That $2.5 million is risk-free. If you put that in the right account, it loses no money. If you put that in the right account, it grows with compounding interest that we learned a couple of videos ago. If you put it in the right account and you're using after-tax money, it's not only safe, meaning it doesn't take any losses. You're not losing any money. It's not only safe, but that $2.5 million is tax free. Come on. If you can't get excited about that, I'm sorry, you're dead. Right now, generational wealth. I should be stopping this video, but I got to do it one more time. So remember, you gave your grandkids, $50,000 a piece, and they get ready to retire at 65, right? 30, 40-year plan, just like you did. In this case, they'll be 48, right? If they're 48 and we add another 20, 30 years to that, what is that number going to be, right? We don't want to talk about that. But check this out. You do it, you can teach it. You taught them to give $50,000. Inflation. So guess what? Let's go ahead and give them 3 times that, right? I'm going to say $150,000, right? And now I'm going to make sure these numbers are perfect, right? So you taught them $250 a month. By that time, let's be real, money ain't going to be worth anything. So we're going to start out at $500, right? We're going to do that for 10 years, right? Now they're 18, but I'm just going to keep it at 25, right? So do that for 10 years, right? 8%, $150,000 head start. Bam. Head start puts you at $350,000. That's if they're getting taxed from their job. 401k is 306, but we want to talk about after-tax money. $425,000 after 10 years. I'm not done. Again, that's almost 3 times, right? So if they started out at 25, they retire at 65. Interesting. Let's go ahead and put that extra 30 years on there. What is that? Are you ready? Because I get excited about this. Ooh, yeah, right? 2.3 million. Come on. You got to be excited about that because I am, right? After tax, no risk, no loss. Tax-free money for your kids. You're done and gone. You're gone, right? You're making the money. You're happy. You're straight. That you got your grandkids set up. You got your great grandkids set up. You can't beat that with a bat, right? Now, check this out. I'm going to do it one more time and I'm going to let you get out of here, right? Let's just say the dollar is worth absolutely nothing. You got 2.3. That great grandkid just passed. Now they decide they want to leave each of their kids $1 million, right? But they're going to leave each of their kids $1 million. I'm sorry, $500,000 or $700,000 or whatever, right? But they're required to save the majority of that money. Say they decide each of them to save $500,000. That's a $500,000 head start. By that time, they're doing maybe $1,000 savings, so the dollar is not going to be worth anything. They're going to do that for the first 10 years, just like we did before, 8%, $500,000. You calculate that after tax, bang, $1.3 million. Once again, right? They take that $1.3 million, okay? 1,293,000. They take that $1.3 million. They save that for 30 more years. They're still putting $1,000 away. Now, what are they looking at? You talk about generational wealth right now. Now, the last point I want to make to you, I'm going to stop sharing. No, I'm going to leave that on because I like that number. The last point I want to make to you, 1921, we had it's Black History Month, so I got to say something, right? So, we had the Black Wall Street and you had the situation that happened, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we lost Black Wall Street. But before that, our community was completely self-reliant. And I want you to imagine having your money in a financial product that you don't have to touch, but you can use it as collateral to borrow money. See, remember, they're borrowing money from you. That's why you're earning so much interest, but you're going to borrow money from them this time. Well, Tony, why are you, after all this time, you told me not to borrow from them. Now you tell me to borrow from them. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Because that money is earning an interest rate at a higher rate than the money that you're going to be borrowing using this account as a collateral. So what ends up happening is it ends up washing out. So if you're earning 8% and the average bank is going to be charging you 5.5, you're actually making money off of borrowing that money. You know what I'm saying? And now you use someone else's money while your money is still growing. You're using someone else's money to fund your business, to fund whatever, as long as it's making money, because you don't want to just be borrowing money, you're not making money. But you just borrow this money, use it for whatever this money is, pay it back, right? And you still made money on your account, and you never touched the principal amount of your money. You never suffered any risk. It never dropped. You're not paying any taxes. And as long as you get started right away and you're saving money and you're teaching your kids to do exactly the same thing, every generation the money grows. Now, you know, I do want to put another number in there, but in the interest of time, I'm going to cut this video short. But I think you understand why I love that what if calculator, because it helps you understand, you know, it helps you create a plan. But these are the conversations that we got to have around a dinner table. You can't just be talking about shoes, chicken sandwiches, purses, and one of them shows on BET. They might be entertaining, but they're not going to put any food on your table. They're not going to secure your family legacy. And it doesn't take that long, right? You know, well, Tony, I don't have enough money to be able to save that. Sure you do. How many times are you going to Starbucks this week? How many times did you buy a pair of shoes? If you can afford any luxuries, you can afford to make sure your family's secure. And I'm not going to, you know what, I don't want to get in trouble, but I am going to say this. In 2023, we lost about 7 family members, including my mom. But my mom made sure that everything that she needed, her house was in order. All we had to do was follow her instructions. Okay. We are grateful to her for that. A lot of people they didn't fare as well. Right. And, you know, whether it be my church, whether it be my friendship circle or other family members who are not prepared, if you're not prepared and you're the primary breadwinner, you're actually leaving a legacy of dependency. And I want to leave that with you. Don't leave a legacy of dependency. Don't have your loved ones out on the street corners borrowing money or trying to get money and change from people driving by, passersby. GoFundMe is not life insurance. I literally just showed you the same thing that someone showed me, how to be able to make sure that you can get to your retirement number without breaking yourself to pieces. I'm fired up. I want you to be fired up too. Our community, they said what, by 2053, Black wealth will be 0. Yeah. They're trying to do that propaganda to make sure that you don't fight for your family, that you don't fight for your future, that you don't have a future. Your economic future is dismal at best. No, I don't believe that, because we have the greatest financial strength in this country, because we have the personal and community strength to be able to do anything. This is Black History Month, but I don't need a month to acknowledge Black history, because Black history is American history, and we are this country. Sorry, I was going to have at least one political statement, but knowing that you work hard for yourself, you work hard for your family, now it's time to figure out a way to make sure the things that you do, the money that you earn, works hard for you, so you can live more of your life and spend more time doing the things that benefit the community and being able to live a life that you can be proud of. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you at the next video.